None other flower is more adored in India than the jasmines. Although I think lotus, micaelias have their own place in Indian way of living and society, jasmines by far are the flowers that are loved by every single Indian that I know of. There are a few things that Indians love and what makes Indians. It's the love of spices, cricket of course, the Bollywood movies and the hot Indian summers. And the two things that happens in Indian summers are the mangoes and the jasmines. So this is my jasmine hedge that has been blooming. This is Grand Duke jasmine on the either side of my driveway. It smells heavenly. I wish there is an app that somebody can come up with that will transmit fragrance. The other side of my driveway is also, let me take it, the other side is also jasmines. So I will show you the different varieties of jasmines. Jasmine Grand Duke Supreme, one of the recent varieties from Thailand. I think it's also seen in Cambodia. At least that's what one of my friends says. Really large flower. It's unique in its petals and the leaf arrangements, and can be a 4 feet shrub. Another flower on the other side of the driveway, also Grand Duke Supreme. I'm not sure if this is a hybrid or a species. This is the regular jasmine Grand Duke. The petals are more round and the leaf structure is also somewhat different. It has more of a soft fragrance and it is also 4 to 5 feet shrub for me, although I do cut it back. This is a Belle of India, although this particular flower is the one that is mostly available here in the States. Well, it's breezy as usual. The flower is really long. It's much longer than the Belle of India that I know from India, of course. The flower is long, the stalk, however, is not that long. So it looks like a little bit of a bud that's on steroids or something. But the Belle of India from India is, I think, more of a proportionate flower. It's very fragrant. The fragrant, I think, is much more sweeter on this one than the Grand Duke. Belle of India, though, is a vine if it can be trained, and it does beautifully on a trellis. I don't have that much of a space, and so I try to prune it into a shrub. You can see the difference between the Belle of India leaves and the Grand Duke leaves on the side. This is the Malli Chat flower from Thailand. It is a 3-layered flower, and I hope that is visible. It is an extremely small flower. I will just put my thumb in comparison to it. So that's the extent of the flower. It's a very small flower. It's a beautiful, almost like a miniature flower of the rest of the jasmines. I will show you the way it is here. And that's how it has been blooming. This is another shrub jasmine. I think this flower comes close to the jasmines that I see in garlands and leis in India. The flower is small and it can be very well suited to make a lei or a garland and can be tied up. So that's the bud that will bloom tonight, and these are the flowers. The plant itself is a very small plant, and I am doing this in full sun, so bear with me. So that's the way they have been growing. So there are a couple of plants that are similar in the flower pattern here. The noises of the kids are the Easter hunt going on in my neighbors. Sweet little kids. This plant from India, sent to me by my dear mother-in-law, of course, is what I think is Belle of India. This has the exact proportion of the bud I'm speaking about, and it is also a vine, and you could see this blooming beautifully. It is still a small plant, about a year to 2-year-old plant, that I still have it in a small pot, but it may have rooted to the ground, and so it is growing vigorously. So I'll have to see what to do with it, but these are the buds. That is the Belle of India from India. Let me see if I have a closer flower. There it is. That's the flower. The last of the flowers that I am showing today is the Mysore Mulli, or the Flore plena, sold by different nurseries here in the States. It is about a medium-sized flower and has between 2 to 3 layers. The only jasmine that is mostly available in all regular nurseries is the Sambac, or called the Maid of Orleans. It's a single petal flower, sweetly fragrant, and is mostly available. There are a few more varieties of jasmines that I am growing, but I think the subtleties are so small, and if not seen in person, it would be difficult to really see the differences, so I will skip on them. Fasciation is something that is very interesting, and I see that in Grand Duke jasmine all the time. The flowers fuse, and I see this especially in the initial growths, and it really becomes a large flower. As these are terminal buds, they are at the end of the branches. It starts this way, and it just goes on to develop into a fused large flower. I don't know the significance of this in jasmines, but it's somewhat interesting to watch. The only flower that I didn't show is the Jasmine Sambac that I have mentioned. Thank you for watching.